You're ex-military.
Mm-hmm.
Recently, there was a Blackish episode of kneeling athletes that they ended up shelving. You heard about that?
Kneeling athletes when?
Well, the show Blackish
Yeah.
had an episode that dealt with athletes kneeling.
Right.
They ended up scrapping that episode.
Mistake.
Coming, and then of course there's the whole Kaepernick thing that's been going on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
So here you are with a black wife, mixed kids, performing in black, comedy clubs, but you're also military.
Mm-hmm.
And for you, the national anthem means something a little bit different than to most people.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that whole thing?
Well, for me, the Colin Kaepernick taking a knee was about police brutality. It wasn't about the military. And he voiced that so many times, I think he got sick of voicing it. So when I first saw him kneeling, I go, interesting. And then before I rushed to judgment, I want to know why. I didn't just rush to judgment like, he don't like the military. I go, I don't think so. I don't think that's the reason. When he explained the reason, I said, oh, okay. I get it, And my whole take on the national anthem is, a lot of people went, well, look at the history of the song and the guy that wrote it. I go, dude, we got an ugly past, America, right? But but I also think some of the best moments that brought us together was because of the national anthem. Whitney Houston singing it in '91 still gives me chills.
Right.
Because it was a time where we were going to war, and we hadn't been to war since Vietnam. A lot of people didn't know. I mean, it was a scary time. Mm-hmm. And I still get goosebumps when certain people sing it. There's a girl out of Kentucky who's like blind. She's got a lot of problems, but she can sing that national anthem. She's a little girl too, with soul, little white girl. But, even the Marvin Gaye one at the Lakers, and even like Fergie singing it and messing it up. There's still those moments where it's funny. So I think what Kaepernick did was good, and then it created the dialogue amongst people. So, I always stood because of it, because military, and it was those few minutes that I remember guys that I lost. I had buddies that died in the war, So.
Desert Storm?
No, since 9/11.
Oh, 9/11, okay.
I got out, but I had buddies that still was in the military.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay,
I got out.
I
still had guys that were lifers.
Yeah.
And and I had guys that didn't die in the war. One guy died in a car wreck, but he was active duty military when he died. I had to do his funeral. I had to bury my friend in uniform. So to me, it's those times that I remember it. And I always said, I don't care if you kneel, stand, lay down, anything, as long as you're not disrupting me during the national anthem. And that's the thing Kaepernick was doing. He goes, I'm not stopping you from singing the national anthem. I'm not stopping you from standing. I'm not stopping you at all. He's just saying, I'm just taking a knee for, till we get some more dialogue and more people, how can I word this? It was never, I don't know, it was just never about the military to me once I heard him talk.
Yeah.
It was never that. But for me, I would always stand. Now, if I was on the 49ers when he did it, I'd probably be the guy standing with my hand on his shoulder to let him know I'm with you. And I think even Kaepernick will respect the fact that I'm standing for my friends.
Yeah, I feel you and Kevin Hart are friends.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have done how many movies together?
3.
3 movies together.
3 movies.
How do you feel about the whole Michael Blackson?
And Kevin Hart? They'll be fine in a year. They'll be laughing about it. Remember Mike Epps and Kevin had the beef a while back?
Right.
When Mike Epps said Kevin Hart's the most overrated comic. And then Kevin responded, "Do you do better with your ticket sales?" And then Epps, and then here they are last year. They met up in some lobby and they made up. They'll make up. Comics, we're sensitive. We're sensitive guys. They both get in their feelings a little bit. They'll be fine. They got too much history not to be.
Is this a real thing?
I really think it is. I think there's some truth to it. I think it's a kind of a competitive thing. They're both from Philly, and Kev's a top dog right now. Whether you think he's funny or not,
100%.
He's a top dog.
Yeah,
money-wise. Because I always said it's not how funny you are; it's how many asses can you put in the seats.
Right.
And he puts asses in the seats.
He does stadiums.
Exactly. So
Michael Blackson
is doing really well. And that's also the thing. Just like Kev knows what's spurring ticket sales, so does Mike.
Right.
Mike knows I'm the guy that talks shit about everybody. So the Kev was too easy, but a lot of people said he went too far because he wouldn't stop. And you're talking about somebody who's trying to fight for his family. You know what I mean? Like Kev when it went down.
You actually supported him during that whole time.
Well, here's the thing. I shot him a text, and I just said, dude, I just said, you're a good person. He goes, I hope you get past it. Just some support. I just shot him a text, But I talk about it in my act for a little bit, I wasn't going on Kev. I was more saying when Kev got in trouble, every married comic had to deal with that shit. Trust. Because you got to realize, before, now you got Louis C.K. with the scandal, and now Kev with the Vegas thing. Comedians, we always got left alone. There was nobody coming. It was like rappers and athletes. Comedians, we was way over here. You know what I mean? And now with this, we're like this. Oh, you mean comedians got groupies? It was like, you know what I mean? It was like almost they came back. They pulled the cover back a little bit.
Right, because it's funny.
My wife was like, "Don't let that happen to you. Don't let that happen."
I mean, you said you don't watch stand-ups, but in the Chris Rock stand-up, he talked about cheating, right, on his wife. And he talked about how he cheated 3 times, with 3 different women. And the next line was so funny because he said, "Every woman in this room right now is saying, 'How could you?' And every man is saying, 3? Is that it?
That it? Yeah, I
work at UPS. I got more hoes than that.
Yeah.
I'm not even famous.
Yeah. Okay, maybe I should watch it.
It's pretty fucking funny.
Nah, but I see both sides. Like I see Kev, I'll be cool with him. I see Mike, I'll be cool with him. But I see where Kev's coming from. Dude, I'm fighting for my family. You're my boy. But I'm also looking at Mike like, this is what he does.
Yeah.
He goes in on everybody.
Yeah.
So it's like, nobody's exempt. And just know, Mike, you're not exempt either.
Yeah. Well, he got caught up in his own little thing.
Right.
Yeah.
You just gotta address it. You know what I mean?
You gotta address it. I mean, did you see the Odell Beckham Jr. video with the cocaine and the?
I did. Alleged cocaine.
Alleged cocaine.
Yeah.
Well, he was smoking a blunt, I think.
Yeah, well, he had it looked like weed, it looked like cocaine, and it looked like a woman.
Could have been a cigarette.
I'm more like, if I'm Odell, I'm like, they're like,
man.
Odell's like this. Look, guys, I want to be the greatest giant. I have to beat Lawrence Taylor. I'm following the greatest. Who's the greatest New York Giant? Lawrence Taylor. He's like this. I'm following his footsteps.
Right.
If he can do cocaine, bang chicks the night before the game, and smoke weed, he's like this. Yep. Nobody had a problem when Lawrence did it.
Right.
Bill Parcells was like this. You know what I mean?
What crack cocaine?
Right.
I don't know nothing about that.
All goes back to what Jimmy Johnson said when he cut that guy in training camp because he fell asleep. He goes, well, what if Emmitt Smith would have fell asleep? He goes, I would have gave Emmitt Smith a pillow. We're not all the same. Odell Beckham is not getting cut by the Giants.
Right.
He's none of that.
None of that.
It's just like, you know what I mean?
Is what it is.
He's partying. He's still producing. Life ain't fair.